Translation purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. The most powerful Rudra, whose bodily color was blue mixed with red, created many offspring, exactly resembling him in features, strength, and furious nature. Translation. The sons and the grandsons generated by Rudra were unlimited in number, and when they assembled together, they attempted to devour the entire universe. When Brahma, the father of the living entities, saw this, he became afraid of the situation. Unquote. The generations of Rudra, the incarnation of anger, were so dangerous to the maintenance of the universal affairs that even Brahma, the father of living entities, became afraid of him. The so-called devotees or the followers of Rudra are also a menace. They are sometimes dangerous even to Rudra himself. Descendants of Rudra sometimes make plan to kill Rudra by the grace of Rudra. This is the nature of his devotees. Just as a Ityadistha Swaguruna Bhagavan Nil Lohita Sattva Kirti Svabhavena Sasar Jatma Sama Praja. So iti means thus is connecting to the previous one. Adishtaha. Adishta means ordered. Who ordered? Swaguruna, his own spiritual master. Who was? Brahma. To whom he is ordered? Bhagavan Nila Lohita. So Nila Lohita means Prabhupada is writing mixed with blue and red color. And who is referred is now here? Bhagavan. Lord Shiva is being referred. Bhagavan Nila Lohita. And when he was ordered, as we know, then Brahma got disappointed by Kumaras, then by his anger, which was inside his head, came out as a Rudra, and Rudra, when he came out, again the Lord Brahma ordered him for what? To create progeny. So when he was ordered, Bhagavan Lohita, then what he did? Sattva Akriti Bhavena Sasar Atma Sama Praja. So what kind of praja, what kind of people is created? Sattva Akriti Swabhavena. 3. Sattva means as, what is the power here? Similar power. Akriti means same features. Swabhavena means same behavior. Sasarja created Atma Sama like himself. So the most powerful Rudra, whose bodily color was blue mixed with red, created many offsprings, exactly resembling him in features, his strength, and the furious nature. When they have come, then what they have done? So this all, no? How many came? Many. Rudranam Rudra Srashtanam. So by Rudra, he created Rudranam, his sons of Rudra. Rudranam, sons of Rudra. Samantad Grastam Jagat. So this Jagat means this universe. So Grastam means they wanted to devour. And when Brahma saw that, whatever little he created, these all Rudrana, they are trying to devour, or trying to destroy, annihilate. Then Nisamya Sankhyaso Yudhan. How many they were there? Asankhyaso. They were many, unlimited. Prajapati Sankata. Sankata means being afraid. Prajapati means Brahma. So even Brahma was very much afraid by seeing these kind of persons who are populated by Rudra. So Prabhupada is mentioning in the Bhagavad, even Rudra, they are sometimes dangerous even to Rudra himself. So descendant of Rudra sometimes make plan to kill Rudra by the grace of Rudra. This is the nature of his devotees. So there is a very beautiful instances being mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and both the writes also in the Krishna book, 10th canto. So there was a one demon named called Drakasura. What was his name? Drakasura. So that demon Drakasura, he wanted to have some benediction, and that to easy benediction too. So he approaches Narada and asks Narada Muni, please help me so that I can get easy benediction from someone. Whom should I approach? By which either Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Whom should I approach so that I get my easy benediction? So Narada, being know the demon's desire or nature, he directed him to the Lord Shiva. So that Bhartashura somehow he goes to Kedarnath. And while going to Kedarnath, to please Lord Shiva, he ignite the fire and he start doing ahuti. What is putting in ahuti? His own flesh. So these are the demons and tamoguna. So generally in yajna we put, if you want anything offered to Krishna or any Lord, you have to create the yajna, and by offering to yajna means actually is offered to the Lord. So here this person having some evil desire. So sitting in the Kedarnath, he ignite the fire and cutting his flesh and start putting. By doing for 6 days, nothing happens. So he was very distinct. But he wanted Lord Shiva to see face to face. So the demons also they want to see, because they don't have faith in the words. So they want to see face to face and also ask benediction. So nothing happens. Then he takes a dip into the river, and with the weighted body itself, he wants to offer his head. He is about to cut his head to offer into the fire. So Lord Shiva, being very compassionate, he comes out of a fire. He said, "My dear child, what happened to you? What do you want? Why you are doing so much?" See, it's not something he was very pleased. Not something you are pleased you can help. Sometimes because of compassion, what is this foolish person? Let help. So, he says, "What do you want?" He said, so he was happy to see Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva touched his hand on his head, and then he regained the whole body, because he tortured his body, flesh was offering another thing. So you get the recovered body. And when Lord Shiva asked, what you want. Then, being a demon, they want all material desire. As Bhagavad Gita, Kamis Testit Hit Jnana. The knowledge got distorted. So they run after the material desire. So he said to Lord Shiva, and he had an evil plan. So he said, I want benediction if I touch the head of anyone. His head should crack and he should die. So these are the no useful benedictions. Simply, Prabhupada says, scientists after doing something, create some nuclear weapon to just create havoc. And when people are dying, they want to accelerate the process. So this demon, they ask this kind of foolish benedictions. So, but anyway, Lord Shiva being Asutosha and he pleased Lord Shiva. So like demigods, Prabhupada says, bound to give benediction to his worshipper, depending on their some criteria. She was forced to give this one. Lord Vishnu, generally the demons do not come worship the Vishnu or Krishna. But Krishna and Vishnu, they are not forced to give benedictions. Whatever you do, and more so, Vishnu and Krishna will give you that benediction which is useful, which is helpful. But the demons, but the demigods, they are forced to give. So anyway, he blessed the demon. He okay. So it be. So whatever you ask, it will be true. So when Lord Shiva gives benediction, what does plan he had? He wanted to put his hand on the Lord Shiva only. That's the nature of demons. To whom they get something, they want to destroy that person. Very, very ungrateful. So they are not. So that's the reason they got to. So he had a plan to touch and kill Lord Shiva and enjoy with Gauri Parvati. Get that plan. So when Lord Shiva sees that this demon Drakashura is approaching, he will be a little afraid. He will Lord Shiva. Here also the Brahma got afraid with his population. So this is the demon's nature. So he got afraid and he started running. Who? Lord Shiva. Fleeing. Saving his life. So he goes to Brahma, Lord Shiva, everyone, no one is able to protect. But at the last, Lord Shiva goes to Shwetadipa. Then there he met to Lord. What happened to you? Why you are running? So he said, no. Then he said the whole story. See, okay, please. So Vishnu said, console him, don't worry now. And I will do something. So the Lord takes the form of it. No, Hare, young brahmachari. Otherwise, he takes a young, very innocent. So this brahmachari should look very innocent. That's a very serious young brahmachari was looking very innocent. Then Vrindavan was also running. So he comes over with Vrindavan. Oh, where are you running? What are you searching? So no, I am searching Lord Shiva. Why? No, he gave me benediction. If I touch anyone's heads, his head will crack and he will die. So I want to put my hand on the Lord Shiva. So he said, oh, Lord Shiva, you have faith in his word? Since then, he has a quarrel with Daksha, his father-in-law, and his wife has died. He became mad. To say anything to anyone. So, do you have any faith in his word? Touch your hands, nothing will happen. So, this is a demon that he touches Drakasura, his hand, his head cracked and he died. So generally, they are very ungrateful to the those who give the benediction help. That's the nature of demons. And demons generally worship the demigods. Similarly, when Srila Prabhupada, one of the lecture, he describes a small story about one, some smaller demon of Mother Durga. So he comes to Durga and pleases the Durga, and he was a little poor, so Durga get also pleased, and he promised to Durga, I will give you one goat. Once you give me benediction, then I will give you the one goat sacrifice. So Durga says, okay, I will give you the benediction, but please do not forget me. Offer a one goat to me. So this demon says, okay. So he gets a benediction, and then he goes. All of us, you heard, is very humorous. So he goes and then he forget. After some time, he wanted to again something from Mother Durga. Again he comes. Again he asks Mother Durga, like this. Oh, you had last time asked me, or he said me to, you promised me you will offer a goat. No, goat is very costly nowadays. So, offer a goat and can at least offer me a pig. So he goes, okay, I will offer you a pig. Then again he goes. After some time again he comes back. Mother asks Mother Durga, what happened to my pig? You were supposed to offer. No, pig also became very costly now. So Mother Durga says, okay, when you cannot offer pig, at least you can offer one fly. So then the demon says to Durga, see, so many flies moving here. You yourself take one fly. Why is that your So here we see the demon, they are very, very ungrateful to whom they can benefit. And they want to cheat them. So that's kamis testes hit jnana prapaddati anya devita tam niyamam asthaya prakritya nihita soya. So because that and ultimately Krishna also further, the beautiful verses are there. Krishna says, I make their feet stable in demigod. See, Lord has to do every work. If he has some material desire, and that material desire can be fulfilled by some demigod, Lord has to fix his faith in some demigod. And demigod, whatever benediction he gives, that is also he gives by the sanction of the Lord. No demigod can give any benediction unless it's sanctioned by the Lord. And also what the benediction they get is called Antavattu Phalam Tesham, very temporary benediction. So here we see how the demons are ungrateful to his own worshipable deity. And they just want to cheat, so that's the reason they have not control on the senses, they simply want to enjoy. So here, Lord Shiva created this havoc, created unwanted children which were ready to devour the whole world and also want to attack to the Brahma. Then later on, as we know, Brahma asked him to please go for do austerities. So at one point we can see that because he created something without doing austerities. So he created the unwanted thing. So Brahma asked to do some seva. So instead of seva, he started this seva, this service to the Brahma. So even our devotional path, if any service we have to do, so that we have to do in complete devotional mood and perform austerities. So our seva becomes successful and will be rightly directed. So that rightly directed, that is very, very important, austerities. That's the reason we see even like Srila Prabhupada, before going to United States of America. As of all of us we know, I used to go to the Santipur, the home of Advaita Acharya. It's recalled by the priest, the pujari of that temple. And he used to chant continuously for many, many hours and used to cry. So that pujari was sharing, when Babu used to come in Bengal, generally, the person's called Babu. So he used to come and he used to sit and keep chanting and crying. Or even Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Maharaj, before he started preaching or established Gaudiya Matha, he performed great austerities by chanting Sat Koti Nama. For 10 years, he took to chant Sat Koti, 1 billion names of the Lord. And he also great austerities and other even physical level also is performed. So for purification of the heart, or to get the spiritual power, the austerity is very, very important. Even Brahma, when he appeared from the level of the Lord, he did not know what to do. He moved here and there. But somehow, by the mercy of the Lord, he could know that he has to perform austerity. Tapa tapa banya. So even Lord Brahma performed great austerities. Dhruv Maharaj. So that austerity is very integral part if you want to achieve anything. Any spiritual, even material you have to perform. One day you have to work hard, you have to perform austerities. So that's the reason even Rishabh is also instructing his sons. Nayam dev bhajam loki kastam kama arhate vidpujane tapo divyam putraka en sattam tasmat brahma sokyam. But because of austerities, you will be able to achieve a real spiritual bliss, unending. Tasmat Brahma Sukhyata Ananta. So all of us will look for happiness, but the real happiness can be achieved by our performing the austerities for our purification. Even knowledge also, for getting knowledge also, to some level of austerities are required. Now Prabhupada writes in the second canto of the 9th chapter, sequence of many, many verses, if the Lord is saying to Brahma, the penance and I are not different. So that penance and austerities are very, very important. So when we perform the austerities, some degree of purification happens. So austerity is very integral part, and when we perform austerity, then we'll be able to do the right service. Without austerities, we're not able to do the right service, even though we may desire. So that's the reason it's always recommended when we do the nice sadhana in the morning, chanting, attending Aarti, hearing about Bhagavatam, reading about Srila Prabhupada books. So we get the spiritual strength, we get the right direction to perform rightly. Otherwise, we may not be able to do justice. So that purity is very, very important. That's the reason he might ask Rudra to please go and perform austerities. Because he knew that after the austerities, he will be able to do some right task which is assigned to him. And we find all the great acharyas and all great devotees that had gone through all the perform austerities. The greatest austerity Prabhupada says about chanting and hearing about the holy name, which is recommended in this age. So in this age Nastyo, there is no other way by chanting the holy name. So the Prabhupada says, follow for every principle and chant the holy name. So that is the way in dispensation that is being mentioned. Even the Rupa Goswami, he writes in the Updeshamrita, the very first verse called Bacho Begam Manasa Krodha Begam Jiva Begam Udrupastha Begam Etan Began Yo Visihit Dhira Sarvan Apima Prathivim Chashishya. So, if one wants to preach Krishna consciousness, because Prabhupada's purity is opposed by our mechanically, by our expert mechanical tricks, one may not able to do anything in spiritual. So if one has to preach, especially the preachers has to have this Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udro Pastha Vegam. So this is just one to become spiritual master. Now, Etam Vegam, Yo Visit, one should able to control, become a Dhira. But this is not the qualification only for the spiritual master, but if one has to become bona fide disciple, then also this kind of qualifications required. So it's not the only qualification of the spiritual master, but even for the disciple, one should have this Vacho, Manusha, Krodha, Vegam, Jiva, Udro, Pastha, Vegam. And Prabhupada writes, and the purport, if one is able to control his tongue, then gradually he will be able to control all other senses. So, controlling the tongue is very, very important. And tongue has two purposes, not to one vibrate, one speak, one another to taste. So as we move on our devotional path, Nidrahar Vihar Kaj, gradually, slowly, we should reduce our intake. And Prabhupada it said one place, if one is able to control his eating, then he will be able to control all of the senses. And if one is not able to control his eating, then it will be very, very difficult to control all of the senses. But all senses are very strong if you feel them. Prabhupada says even devotees sort of white have a delicious prasadam. Prasadam is okay. Bhalana khabyo, bhalana penyo, eveshnacha. So gradually, slowly we advance more. And we see in the life of many devotees, Raghunath Das Goswami reduced eating so much so that we cannot imitate, but this would give a role model. Alternate, this is small but university. Sanatana Goswami. There are a lot of examples are there. So gradually, because if we unrestrictedly eat prasadam, so then it will become very big and difficult to control. And more eating is more sleeping. Prabhupada says, if you want to reduce your sleeping, you should eat less. So Prabhupada gives one formula, which is aligned to the Ayurveda. If you require 4 chapati of hunger, you take only 2 chapati. Half belly should be full, 1/4 with the water, 1/4 with the air. But even to maintain a good health is required for this. Even Ayurveda recommends that. So, Most of the Shastra is saying to our controlling. The tongue will help us. So then one becomes Dhira. Dhira only can practice his spirituality. And Adhira mind is uncontrolled. Since that uncontrolled, one will not be able to practice even the simple sadhana bhakti. Most simple sadhana bhakti that one day was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this lecture. So, when Prabhupada went to the America, so initially he started preaching, few boys and few girls, general teenagers, they start coming. Hardly between the 15 to 20 years old. Very few were the more than 20 years and when they start preaching. One particular day, Prabhupada called maybe around some 15 to 20 some young students, some boys, some girls. And one person used to come to elderly. He was an advocate, he was a lawyer. So Prabhupada called everyone, says, now we must register the organization in the American Trust. So these boys and girls till now only coming little prasada, some Kirtan dancing. What is this registration of trust? What is this all about? So I was talking about. So that one advocate, the lawyer was now you just find out, I want to register this trust. And so then Prabhupada started coining the name of the trust. So what is it? International Society for Krishna. So this was thinking, what is 20 people here? What is international in this? Only we are 20 people simply here. It is a prasada for dancing. What is the international society? They were not able to conceive of Srila Prabhupada's vision. For them it is simply some small, some sadhu is there, we are doing something is happening, what is this international society is coming out. So this is not there. Some of the devotees, they said that even Prabhupada, some document was found in one of the one portly of Prabhupada had another Damodar, some rough paper kind of thing. There even a 61, when Prabhupada 61 to 64, when Prabhupada was there, some document is the trust deed registered in Washington / New York, Prabhupada is writing. And that time Prabhupada has written that this trust was registered in that is Washington and New York. So the when pure devotee is coming, he is coming directly descending from Golokadham to Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Eda Bhutale, to establish a system by which by the jiva can get the purpose of all the material existence can be fulfilled by purifying and sending them jiva to Golokadham. So the establishment of the society of Srila Prabhupada is not an ordinary society. It's backed by the whole spiritual strength, by whole Guru Shishya Parampara, including Krishna. It's a desire. So, and even Srila Prabhupada had to go through lot of tough times. Like Lord Shivana sometimes has a disciple which wants to give pain to his benedictor. Even Srila Prabhupada had to go through. Once so happened one temple in the beginning days, Prabhupada was cooking and when Mataji also was hungry. So he says, Swamiji, can I go for 2 minutes, have 2 seconds and come back and help you again? So what Prabhupada can do with you? Please go and come back. So like this, Prabhupada had a lot of time. You know, the first Rath Yatra, Jagannatha has come. Who was carving the deities of Jagannatha? Shamsundara. Yeah, Shamsundara. So he was carving and putting the take off cigarette packet on Jagannath head. When he carry Jagannath and take again, he smoke again with fire. So the kind of the people like Hare, we see the Lord Shiva has to handle. Here also we see how much compassion. Now, if Prabhupada did not show compassion, no one can show compassion to Jesus. Like Lord Shiva, if we do not show compassion to Bhuta Pasacha, we're all same category, little here and there. Prabhupada doesn't show the compassion, no one can show the compassion. So Prabhupada had a lot of tough time of Prabhupada. Some of the Prabhupada disciples, they went and took that some initiation from his God brothers, and somehow there are a lot of empty things starting for Srila Prabhupada. But Prabhupada tolerated everything. So this is a sign of a Dhira, he is a great personality. He never get offended by his like a father never get like a child may sometimes pass stool and urine, father is still like maybe just clean it off. He will not throw the child because he's like this. So that's we see in Prabhupada case also. Prabhupada compassion for every jiva is unparalleled. Like Krishna's compassion, not samsara dhava. We bring the compassion from Krishna. So that compassion we see in the Prabhupada also. As here we see the Lord Shiva, very compassionate, and his own people want to give pain to him, but he tolerates it. And because he knows if he does not show the mercy on them, they can never be benefited. So because we have done some service to Prabhupada, a pure devotee, so some of Krishna help him to progress in his spiritual path. So we'll see further how and Brahma asked him to go perform austerities. After performing austerities, he was able to create the good progeny like Ganesh and Kartik. Stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam, Jagat Guru.